Welcome all of you. Let me start with you, Mr. Nair. Harshad Mehta was all of 5,000 crores. Now Telgi is more than 30,000 crores.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. How big a scamster has to be to draw your attention?
Well, actually, it's not the size of the scam, it's the ingenuity of it.
Interesting.
As to how interesting it is, how cleverly it was done.
Yeah.
In what context, what's the story? A lot of the banking scams tend to be repetitive and they tend to be similar. It's always the same playbook. Like if you had done another banking scam straight after 92,
Right.
You would have had a sense of deja vu. It's almost like Harshad was the inventor of the first scam and now
Yeah.
everyone else followed suit.
True.
So we were looking from the start for something which is quite different, and which is why we zeroed in on this story.
And congratulations on this whole entire franchise. It has done a lot for Applause. I want to ask from you, how has it contributed to your brand image, the Applause's brand image, and your repertoire? What all has he done for you, and you contributed on the other way?
When Scam 92 came out, it was our 20th show. So it was not the first we had done, but what it did do is that it definitely put us in the map.
Yeah.
Like we had done a lot of good work and a lot of the shows had done really well already.
Yes.
But this one really broke out, and that happens once in a way. It had a great sort of a halo effect for Sony Live.
Yeah.
It had a great sort of an impact for Hansal.
Yeah.
It had wonderful things for Pratik Gandhi, and it did wonderful things for us as well.
Tell me, Gagan, what was the process? How did they spot you? What was the first call that you got from Hansal? And from there on, how did you start? You were very similar, by the way, in terms of your looks. मतलब वो आधी जंग वहीं जीत लेता है filmmaker जब वो उसकी casting सही करता है. Tell me how much time did it take for you to prepare? How much time did it take the entire shoot to happen? Just the entire process.
I think the entire process was about around like say
1 year.
2 years.
2 years.
1 year into the preparation and then 1 year of the shoot. 1 year I was asked to gain weight and be as close to how he might be looking like.
Yeah.
And then 1 full year of shoot. That was the whole process, around 2 years. Yes.
The source material of this scam, this series, is Reporter Ki Diary.
Yes.
That was by Sanjay Singh.
Yes.
And Sanjay Singh was my colleague.
Yes.
I actually worked very closely with him. And I do remember right in front of my eyes all of this footage, ये जो test होते थे, all of that footage used to come in front of me, and I used to think, my God, it's not less than a movie. And many years later, we actually see it in the form of a movie. So yeah, congratulations for that. And because it comes straight from the horse's mouth, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of credibility to this content. I haven't seen your work before, and I've been told that you were with a couple of Meera Nice projects, Suitable Boy, several others, and everybody is asking, ye kaun hai? Who's this man? So we want to know your story. So apparently 25 years into theatre.
Yes.
And I heard you singing, so you're a good singer, overall an artist. Tell me briefly about the last 20 years of your life.
I started doing professional theatre in 2001 when I started working with Mr. Nirmal Pandey,
Wow.
who was the part of Bandit Queen.
Yeah, he's no more.
That was unfortunately, he was my first guru. And I did a very small role in a very reputed play called Andha Yug, written by Mr. I'm forgetting the name right now. Yeah. So,
But Andha Yug is like,
yeah,
Andha Yug
is
is the...
So after that, I started working with Yatri, Mr. Om Katare, and I worked with him for 9 years and did many plays with him. Then I thought that it's time for me to, start working with other directors and open my horizons and everything. So I started working with Mr. Sunil Shanbag. I did a play called Stories in a Song, and Shubha Mudgalji had done the music for that play. It was based on different forms of Indian music, and that's when I discovered that, oh, I can sing and I can, learn a little bit about it. Then I did a play called Piya Behrupiya, which was based on the not Midsummer Nights, Twelfth Night by Shakespeare.
Right.
And due to that, I got a chance to actually, travel the world and do the shows world over. And Piya Behrupiya actually kind of helped me to, put me on the map.
Yes, it did.
And people saw it, they liked it, and they loved it. And then I got a chance to work with Mr. Abhishek Chaube on Son Chidiya, and then in Stories in a Song, Meera Nair spotted me, and she gave me the chance to work on Monsoon Wedding, the musical, which she was making at that time, and I got a chance to play the role of Mr. Nasiruddin Shah, which was played by Mr. Nasiruddin Shah in the movie.
Wow.
So I got the chance to play that. After that, she gave me the chance to work in A Suitable Boy. And I think Hansal sir spotted me there and thought of me for this role.
Wonderful.
So this is what has been my last 20 years.
That's the ingenuity of Mr. Hansal sir too. 10 years ago, it was all about who's the available hero in the top 5 who we can cast. Tushar, your entire family has been in the business.
Yeah, I'm a nepo kid. You want to say that?
No, I mean to say.
That's
when
the
we-
only reason we picked it.
Thank you, sir.
Or I mean to say, this is a very, very biographical, financial fraud, investigative thriller kind of a subject. And Hansal Mehta has already set the bar high. And you are already dealing with a genre which is a little different. So how different it is and what are the things that you have to keep in mind?
See, first of all, Hansal sir has created such a bar, so high that you
Yeah.
can't even touch it. For me, it's the best show ever. It's the best show that internationally or even
Yeah.
Indian show is the best show.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest fan of Scam 1. Initially, like the pressure for me was when Hansal sir told me that I'm going to be directing it and Sami sir told me I'm going to be directing it. The pressure was to go and shout out to the world that I'm directing Scam.
Yeah.
You can't imagine how much of a
Exactly.
pressure, and I was told not to say it.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest pressure during COVID time. The thing is, yes, there is a lot of pressure because there are big shoes to be filled. But thanks to, like I always kept on saying in other interviews also, I'm just saying this again and again, is thanks to Hansal sir that he held my hand throughout the
So you've
making.
co-directed.
Yeah.
So he
So-
was always on the sets?
No,
No.
initially I started and then I
Okay.
had to leave, then he came in.
Okay.
So because I had my film going on. So the whole point was that, but yes, he held my hand throughout the shoot. He kept on taking care of all my problems.
So it's not that one episode is directed by you, the other is like we saw in Made in Heaven.
It's
and
all
a couple
mixed,
of-
it's all mixed.
It's all mixed. Couple of years ago, you had said in an interview that human attention is the new oil. And you're the man behind Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi, Kahani Ghar Ghar Ki, KBC. I loved Criminal Justice. Have you kind of, like you said, that it has to be a great story. In the last 3 to 4 years, how people have changed and the entire the industry has changed. What are people wanting to see on their phones and smart TVs?
Well, they're wanting to see good stories.
Yeah.
They're wanting to see better stories. And I think all of us, everybody in our industry, all our colleagues in the industry are all telling great stories. I think human beings in general, they love to say that human beings are storytellers.
Yeah.
But I think that some of us are storytellers.
Yeah.
The rest of humanity are story listeners.
Yeah.
So we've got millions of people who want to listen to stories,
Yeah.
and they've become really good story listeners.
Right.
And they can listen. They can pick a bad story very quickly and stop listening.
And stop
So
listening.
I suppose that's our challenge.
I'm really looking forward to it. And thank you all for getting the credibility factor back into the industry by making content that appeals to bureaucrats too, as much as it does to youth, and intellectuals too, as much as it does to any other person. So thank you and all the best.
Thank you.
you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you.